Oh, God. I keep poking the ceiling because I brought a fishing rod into my room. And the reason being is, well, obviously, that I'm changing the word fishing. People that love fishing seem to, really, really love it. And even though I kind of like how simple it is and how logical it is as a word, I do kind of feel like throwing some shade at people that do enjoy fishing nonetheless. And the reason for that is because I think people make a big deal out of fishing and act like it's so amazing. And what I think a lot of people like about fishing isn't actually fishing. They're pretending to like fishing as this activity, when in reality they just like this other part of what it gives you, which is kind of just calm, isolation, relaxation time, or just time to talk with buddies or something like that. And it can be an escape. But the actual activity is crap, and you could find other ways to get the good parts of it, is kind of how I view it for the most part. Because I kind of feel like even when fishing is going well and you catch a lot of fish, I just personally don't get a whole lot of fulfillment from it. I don't think it's super fun or thrilling. And then a lot of the time, it's very much so not that. You just don't get any bites, nothing's going on, you're just sitting there doing nothing. And in the year 2022, to be having an entertainment ratio like that is kind of unnecessary and a little baffling to me. I mean, you can have entertainment just non-stop, second to second, right in your face at any point on your phone, whatever. As long as you have internet, you can be entertained at all times. But people will go out and choose to be like, oh, I'll sit around for 5 hours and maybe something will happen that will be somewhat entertaining. Even though, like I said, I don't even think catching a fish is fun. So it seems kind of a little dull, and the success rate is just very, very low as well. So what I'm renaming fishing to somewhat reflect that, is dim slitting. And the reason for dim slitting is because it's kind of me making DM sliding like a verb. Because fishing, like DM sliding, is usually extremely unsuccessful. A lot of you putting stuff out there and not getting any results, and then usually when you do get a little bit of a response, a bite, most of the time it also ends up in nothing or is just fairly underwhelming. And I feel like that is the perfect comparison, DM sliding and fishing. Especially if you're going for the big kahunas, okay? Certainly very rare to catch them, and you're going to end with a lot of disappointment. But it's still something that kind of gets glorified. So I think DM sliding is a good analogy to make for fishing. Plus, I personally think a lot of the people that I know that are into fishing are a little bit dim in their intelligence and just kind of taste and stuff. So that's how we have the start of dim slitting. And we got two D's in there just so it doesn't get pronounced like sliding. It's also nice because it's repetitive, just like the act of fishing. So that's what we got. Fishing is now forever known as dim slitting in Wiplish. I, of course, can no longer say fishing in any of my Wippy Thoughts videos from here on out. I think the actual word fish can remain intact for right now, but fishing, the activity, gonzo. Let's move on to our comment, song, and video of the day. Comment of the day comes from Gavin. He says, also, if the puppies lose both games, which they won't, it will be so hard to be a Sapir. And this comment was referring to the Timberwolves, who had their play-in game last night. I watched the entire thing, honestly was very stressed and upset throughout basically all of it. Karl Anthony Towns played maybe the worst game of his career that I've seen. Fouled out in only 24 minutes, shot the ball off a lead, had a bunch of turnovers, just stopped the ball and flow of the offense anytime he touched it. It was just bad in all ways. But the Wolves really stepped up and managed to overcome some adversity and come back and get the W, which is all we needed, and I was so happy to see that happen, even though it was frustrating basically all the way through. Also, the Insukia rhymes were insufferable throughout the entire game. Super frustrating endlessly. And then even after we won, the media was clowning on the Wolves for celebrating the win, which was also kind of a annoying thing to see, considering this is our second time making the playoffs in 18 years. And we had to overcome a lot in that game to do so. So it was very annoying to see people who it's their job to make basketball seem important act like this was an insignificant win, which for anyone that has followed the Timberwolves knows that it was not. But yeah, overall, I agree with Gavin's comment, and thankfully they did win. Wolves back, we the ones jack, 66 out of 99. Oh shit, I just realized we got the day 100 coming up tomorrow. Better see some heaters of comments to see what will be going down in that special. I haven't figured out exactly what I'm going to do yet, but I have some ideas. Song of the day is Dream Forever by Hobson. This is a somber, chilling, romantic, sad song that is lyrically just outrageously impressive.
It goes straight to the brain, then my day is invaded with rain. Engraved in my veins is your name. This ain't gonna change, it'll stay and remain unless my heart is deflated and drained.
And this is among my favorite Hobson songs. It is just so good. Really recommend it. And I chose this one because it will kind of be going along with my specialty video of the day that will be coming out later today, where I rank the top words that are in titles of songs. Yeah, kind of a Guy-Rid concept, but I would recommend checking it out. Then for the video of the day, I chose this YouTube thigh code that you're like supposed to kind of send in a DM to your crush. I think I would title this like "Send Me Your Number." Honestly, a really goofy, fun video that is actually probably fairly effective if you're going to do some genuine DM sliding. But having actually tried it a couple times, personally I haven't had success. Anyway, that'll do it for the Daily Do. Peace out.